What should I do if I just received $1.5 million?
$1 million.
Well, that's the question we're going to be answering today at the Parkmount Financial Partners YouTube page. My name is Joseph Bogan. I'm a certified financial planner, and I am here to share with you our journeys in financial planning. So this is a question that I found on Reddit. It is a theme that I've run into quite a bit in my career as a financial planner. The first thing that I would think is don't tell anyone. Money can have a very peculiar influence on relationship. By advertising the fact that you have come into a lot of money, you're going to affect your relationships, and people have a lot of influence over you. So keep it on a strictly need-to-know basis. The second big thing is to really try to adopt the mindset that you are a trustee of these funds, and your responsibility is to steward them effectively, both for the interest of the funds, but also for your ends in the long term. There's a famous book called The 12 Rules of Life, and one of the rules is to treat yourself as someone you're responsible for looking out for. So the example they give in the book is to make sure that if you have a prescription, for example, or if you're responsible for doing something for your own well-being, that you ensure that you follow up and do that every day. Likewise, taking care of these funds as if you're the person responsible for looking out for yourself gives you some perspective on what might be the best course of action, both short-term and long-term, and how to balance things out for your best interests. The third thing that I would consider is to build a life plan. If you don't really have any direction for what you want out of life, it's going to be very challenging to determine exactly how these funds should be put to work for you. Sure, there's plenty of specific financial tactics that you can employ, but the mix of these can vary substantially depending on what you hope to get out of these assets and what you hope to do in life. That means reflecting on what you want to do for your career, your home situation, where you'd like to live, what you'd like to do as far as family or leisure, and how all of that comes together is a unique picture for you, and defining what that needs to be is critical before determining what financial planning tactics may be the most effective for your situation. One question that we ask when we're helping our clients to develop life plans that help us design the financial plan is, suppose you only had 5 years left. What would you do with that time? This creates artificial scarcity and prompts you to really think about what's important for you in life. So taking an effort to really develop this sort of plan is a critical first step before putting any financial planning techniques or methodologies in place. The next thing that I would do is usually pay off any high interest debt. That's pretty simple and straightforward step that applies to almost anyone. That means looking at your student loans or car loans, or if your mortgage is really high interest, looking at paying that stuff down first. The next thing that I would look at is your tax strategy. It may very well be a great opportunity to start contributing to a Roth, whether that's normal contributions, backdoor contributions, evaluating any employer plans that you could be taking advantage of to reduce your taxes. The third thing that I would look to put into place is a spending plan. The reason most lottery winners end up going bankrupt, or why many athletes, after making millions and millions of dollars, end their careers without any money, is because they have lifestyle creep. And this results in spending that's not sustainable. If you receive a large amount of money, you really shouldn't be increasing your lifestyle very much. You should, of course, treat yourself, and it may very well make sense to spend a little bit of the assets every year, as long as it's within a reasonable amount, depending on where you're at in life and what your goals are and how much money that is. That number could be varied substantially. A plan will help you to define, okay, if you want to spend a little bit, how much will that be? But the real important thing is to make sure that you're not going crazy and basically cannibalizing your principal prematurely. The final thing that I would look at is developing a financial portfolio. Defining exactly what your investment philosophy should be is a critical first step before making any investment selections. By developing an idea and some confidence in what you're doing, it's going to give you the ability to stay the course over a number of years. If you inherit this money while you're young, you may have decades and decades ahead of you where you're going to need to stick with your investment philosophy. One of the biggest mistakes is trying to switch from one thing to the next in your investment strategy, which results in returns that don't turn out well. Almost every investment has a potential to work if there's a good reason for it to work and there's a good track record, but there's always going to be a period where it may seem like it's not working, and developing the philosophy is going to give you the confidence to stick with your approach, and it's going to help prepare you to get good results in the long term. Here at Park Mountain Financial, we do help people with all these steps. If you have any questions when it comes to financial planning, when it comes to investing, when it comes to retirement planning, please feel free to go to www.parkmountfinancial.com and fill out a contact form or request a copy of our newsletter, and we'll be happy to get in touch with you and offer you a chance to speak with us and sit down and ask any questions that you'd like. If you found this video interesting and helpful, please subscribe for more financial planning journeys ahead. And until next time.